I welcome all of you once again to today's Healing Circle Talks. Um, Please allow me to introduce myself and Healing Circles. Healing Circles are based on the foundation of kindness and respect. We all agree to treat each other with kindness and respect. We listen to each other with compassion and curiosity. We honor each other's unique ways of healing and don't presume to advise or fix or try to save each other. We trust each of us has guidance we need within us, and we rely on the power of silence to access it. And that is why we begin Healing Circle with a minute of silence. I'm Dimple Parmar. I'm co founder of Loveils Cancer and Zenonco.io. We help cancer patients in their improving their quality of life and wherever it's possible, extending their life with scientific approaches and hope. So today's we have Ambika Ashok with us, and the topic for today's healing circle is healing with consciousness. She's a former semiconductor engineer with a master's from University of Texas, Austin, but left that to become a faculty at the Art of Living. She has been associated with the foundation for the past 20 years, sharing the incredible benefits of breathing, meditation, and yoga. And I have shared today's some of the questions with everyone, what we are going to discuss, share in today's healing circle. And we all are very grateful, Ambika ji, for you to give us time and to share about the beautiful work of healing what you are doing. So over to you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dimple. Am I audible to everyone?
Very clearly.
Very clear. So, first of all, Dimple, just reading about your journey and your passion and your dedication, to what you have created, that is so incredibly inspiring to me. So, I'm very happy to be here in this platform that you've created of sharing, of support. And it's very close to my heart to share all these, because I have one of my childhood friends who is recovering from stage 4 ovarian cancer right now.
Yeah.
And over the years, every course that I teach, every Art of Living program that I teach has at least one participant who is, in some stage of cancer recovery, who comes with their family and they want to learn the techniques of Sudarshan Kriya, of breathing, meditation. So just like how you advocate, in this path of healing and recovery, I also feel that the integrated approach, not just conventional medicine, it plays a very big role mentally, physically. So it is very nice to be here. Thank you for that.
एंड आपने बहुत सही बताया कि इंटीग्रेटिव अप्रोच काफ़ी हेल्प करती है, चाहे कैंसर हो चाहे कोई भी डिजीज हो. जब ज़रूरत पड़ती है तब मेडिसिन भी लेनी पड़ती है, जब ज़रूरत पड़ती है तो हीलिंग भी करना पड़ता है. सो इन पिछली बारी हम लोग डिस्कस कर रहे थे दैट समबडी शेयर्ड दैट यस आई हैड डन सर्जरी फॉर माय breast cancer, and when it was needed I was on the path of healing as well. So wonderful combination of science and healing with hope, I would say. So great. So Ambika, I would want to like to know, so you were an engineer from Texas. So what life transformation happened that you left that career to to do this wonderful work of healing what you are doing?
Yeah, so you very nicely summarized my background. So I was in the semiconductor space. I lived and worked in the US for more than a decade, and then moved back to India. And so with the Art of Living, I did my first program in 1998. So I have been with the foundation for more than 20 years, like you mentioned. And so it was not that even during my career, I would advocate this a lot, because in the semiconductor space, there is incredible amount of tension. We work 70 to 90-hour work hours, work weeks. So I've always been very passionate about spreading health and happiness. So a few years back, among many other reasons, I thought that, this is what my passion is. So I picked it up, and I teach various programs at the foundation. And this, like you, this is my passion. So it was a very easy switch for me, because it naturally, that is what I want to do. And I see the benefit in myself over the years. And this is something that, really must be shared.
Okay. Wow. It's really so you attended a few courses and you experienced something, and that's how you got interested in this, and then you learned this, is it?
Yeah, so my first program was in 98. And then very soon after that, when I went to the University of Texas, Sri Ravi Shankar ji, the founder of the Art of Living, he was invited by my university. So I did my first program with him and Dimple. That was an eye opener. I would say it was a game changer for me. The meditation and the breathing, that the techniques that I learned with him. See, because what I realized was the quality of our life, it really depends on the amount of energy and the state of mind that we are in. So if we can improve or work on the state of our mind, increase our energy level, then there is so much we can do. Any challenge that comes up for me, any challenge that comes up, I feel I can handle it. There is positivity naturally.
Wow.
So you let go of the baggage in the mind. So it was I found it a very beautiful way to live life dynamically, at the same time being so centered and soft and focused inside. So
Wow.
that was the turning point for me, Dimple, in that 2001 course with Sri Sri.
That's really good to know, and I will also translate some of the part of the circle in Hindi. So
Yes, please.
try करूँगी translate करने का. I hope I'm able to do justice to what you are sharing. So so अंबिका जी just shared that हम लोगों का जो सोचने का तरीका होता है, जितना हम बैगेज अपने दिमाग में कैरी करते हैं, that has a big role to play. उसका बहुत बड़ा रोल होता है हमारी क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ में, कि हम लोग चाहे वो शारीरिक रूप से, मानसिक रूप से कितना अच्छा हम जी सकते हैं, एवरीडे कितना अच्छे तरीके से रह सकते हैं, इसका बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग कनेक्शन है कि हम कितना क्या सोचते हैं, क्या स्ट्रेस है, क्या सब चीज़ें हम लोग एवरी डे एंड नाइट सोचते हैं. सो यस.
That was great. Thank you. So I'm not able to converse in Hindi, so thank you, Dimple. Just pitch in anytime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
So yes, Ambika ji. So Ambika ji, when I talk about especially cancer patients, and हम लोग when somebody is diagnosed, even not just cancer, but what I see in today's time, every time we are always surrounded by worries, by stress. Sometimes it's about health, sometimes it's about job or money or relations, or yeah, majorly these things only, but stress we carry. So my first question would be how to become conscious of our thought patterns. हम लोग अपने thought patterns को कैसे समझ सकते हैं और कैसे उसको change कर सकते हैं?
Yeah, that Dimple, you said a very right thing. Stress has become so prevalent. It is omnipresent like God. That's what I say. It is, it is everywhere. So before I just get into that, I want to just make it a little interactive and start off with a question that would lead maybe to this discussion. What is health? So there are many of us, you can write it on chat. What does health mean to you? Even those who are on not on video, you can just write one or two words. What does health mean? Dimple can share also.
Uh, for me, health is happiness. Oh my God. So,
There, now answers are coming.
and all us, okay, so two answers are about happiness. Health is my happiness. And I also said the same, health is life. Health is
Yes.
balance in body and mind.
Yeah.
Um,
Atul ji, perfect physical fitness and mental fitness. This is beautiful. The Sanskrit word for health in Sanskrit is swasthya.
yeah.
So swasthya, it means being established in the self. So this complex we're made of, the body, the mind, the spirit. When we talk about total health, we need to pay attention to each of these layers and how do we bring it in harmony. So like Atuji said, the physical and the mental, like the body and the mind, both there should be physical wellness and also in the mind. Like bullock cart, there are two bulls pulling it, right? Like that, body and mind, we need to work on that in parallel. Then that becomes, that is total health, wellness in the body and mind.
Yes.
Now Guruji says, when the mind is calm and when mind is clear and focused, then it has so much power, so much healing power. Yeah, but how? Like the question you asked me, how to deal with the mind? We have so much stress, so many things we hold on to, stress because of relationship, family, work, so many things. How do we deal with it? It's a very nice question. So see, there are few tendencies of the mind. Now, 19 of us are sitting here in this virtual room. Are you all listening to me? Or is the mind somewhere else? Atulji saying yes, but just pause for a minute and observe. Are we thinking something we did in the morning? Or maybe after, when will she finish talking? I have so many things to do. Now, this is the nature of the mind. It goes to the past or it goes to the future. So when we go to the past, these emotions, what are the emotions that come up? Regret. What else? Anger, guilt. And then when mind goes to the future, what will happen to me? What is going to happen? Then anxiety, that fear comes up. So this mind, that is a tendency. It goes to the past, it goes to the future, and these negative emotions bouncing back and forth, that puts a lot of stress in our nervous system. And you're very right, Dimple, these thought patterns is a very good thing to even observe, that you are having a pattern of going to the past or future. Even observing that is a very important thing. Many people don't even observe that. So now, how to deal with it, how to bring this mind to this moment, how to make it calm. And you'll notice, the more sometimes we force our mind, I don't want to think about this, I don't want to be negative, I want to be positive. Is it easy? It's not easy. Dealing the mind with the mind is a difficult thing to do. Do you agree? Changing these thought patterns with just the force of the mind is difficult. No? So this is the other tendency which you have brought out. Whatever you resist in the mind, it will persist. The more you resist something in the mind, the more it will say, no, I'm going to come again and again. The patterns will keep coming. So now the key is, how do we bring this mind? How do we calm the mind? How do we break these patterns? And that answer is under your nose. It is the breath. Breath, it sounds very, very simple, but it is like the master key, to unlock so much of that life force in us, how to calm the mind. It is one of the secrets that we really must tap into. Okay. So to answer your question, very easily, just see now, breath and emotions are linked. Okay. See, if you are angry, Atulji, if you are angry, have you observed how you breathe? Yeah, it's very fast. What about if you are sad? How is the breath when you are sad? Anybody can say.
It becomes slow ho jata hai?
Yeah. It is heavy. It is slow. It is, very heavy, and, like you're almost sighing.
Okay.
Right? What about when you are happy? How do you breathe? Yeah. Atulji, I like all your expressions. It's very light. You don't even know you're breathing. So every pattern of emotion it will affect has a corresponding rhythm in our breath. Just see. So like this, when emotions come, they affect us physically, and these patterns of emotions are keeping on going on in our head. How to break this? Again, breath. So we make it a two-way street. Emotions affect the breath, but we can practically use the breath to affect our emotions, changing the rhythm of the breath, working with the breath. That is why, pranayama, the Sudarshan Kriya that is taught by Art of Living, this breaks that, that pattern, and it can affect how you feel. You get bounced out of those negative emotions. So that is how we can break the pattern, Dimple. And Sudarshan Kriya, that is what, it infuses so much of, it is one of the breathing techniques, or the most well recognized and well researched breathing technique by the Art of Living Foundation, by His Holiness Sri Ravi Shankar Ji. And it brings so much positivity naturally. You are able to come out of your patterns of emotions naturally, without it becomes your nature to be happy, becomes your nature to be joyous. That is the beauty of this whole thing. Did that answer your question?
या श्योरली. एंड मैं इनफैक्ट वही सोच रही थी कि कितना इजीली आपने इस चीज को समझा दिया कि जब हमारा माइंड वॉन्डर करता है, जब हम इधर उधर दिमाग हमारा भागता है, कभी हम लोग पास में जाते हैं, कभी फ्यूचर में जाते हैं, कभी हम इमेजिन करते हैं, और उससे शायद स्ट्रेस या फिर नेगेटिविटी बढ़ती है. सो वो सब भूल के हाउ कैन वी कम बैक टू दिस वेरी प्रेजेंट मोमेंट विच इज द ब्रेथ. क्योंकि जब तक जान है तब तक ये तो चलती ही रहेगी, एंड द मोमेंट वी टेक द लास्ट ब्रेथ दैट्स वेयर इट एंड्स. सो एंड कभी इतना फोकस नहीं किया कि इमोशंस के साथ में सांस का पैटर्न भी चेंज होता रहता है. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, and you said it nice. You know, our life is between the first breath in when we are born to the last breath in. And in the middle, we are not even aware we are breathing, but it is that powerful. And the breath is always in this moment now. We don't breathe for past or future. So that is why it is so powerful in bringing the mind to now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so मेरा अगला क्वेश्चन होगा एंड इसके बारे में इनफैक्ट मैंने रिसेंटली अपने घर में भी डिस्कशन किया था कि हीलिंग का हमारे बिलीफ सिस्टम का हीलिंग में कितना रोल होता है. सो व्हाट रोल आवर बिलीफ सिस्टम प्लेज इन हीलिंग.
What role our belief system meaning our religious or spiritual belief?
Kind of belief system, any kind of belief.
A very vital role. If it's a strong belief. See, there is a very nice quote by Gurudev Ravi Shankar ji. He says, you know, a strong mind can carry a weak body. But even if you have a strong body, if you have a weak mind, you can't carry it. So that belief system, if it is positively influencing you, then hold on to it. Whether it is religious or spiritual, whatever that belief system is, definitely, I think if it can help your mind be calm and strong and clear, then that is an absolute key to healing, which is why there is so much of importance in the mind in dealing with it. And belief system forms that, right?
Right. Vikas Ji wrote, I belief gives positivity.
Yes.
Yeah, it also gives hope.
Hope, positivity, love, it kindles the love. Love heals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. True. So when we say about negative thoughts, so does being conscious about our negative thoughts help us in managing our mental and emotional health also?
Mhm.
We know that we are thinking negative. We know that we are not happy. There's a negativity in the environment, in our thoughts. So if we are aware that yes, we are being negative, does it help in our emotional and mental healing?
Absolutely. First thing is the awareness. You know, many people really, Dimple, it might come easily to you that, oh, we are thinking negative. But many people, when I teach the courses, they're not even aware that this is their pattern, that they are in negativity. They're not even aware that these thoughts are going and this is affecting their system. So, first thing, like you said, is just that awareness and shift. Yeah, you know, my mind is not here, my mind is stuck somewhere. Second thing, most important, is you have to do something about it, you know. So addressing that cause, which is why, you know, these programs like what Art of Living does, the breathing, the meditation, and these cut across all spiritual and religious barriers. You know, breath, you do it, a Hindu does it, Muslim does it, everybody breathes. You know, it is so basic, and so it addresses the root cause of what you're talking about. Yeah.
Very true. Thank you. Mehul has a question to ask. Yes, Mehul.
Hi, Ambika.
Hi,
I'm
Mehul.
Mehul. I'm in Columbus, so I have this light on me.
Columbus,
And
Ohio.
Ohio, yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Have you been here?
I used to live in the US for more than 13 years. I was
Yeah, I
based
read
out of,
that you
yeah,
you
I
were
was
in
in
Texas.
Texas. Yeah.
Yeah,
Never
I
traveled
would
to
love.
Ohio. Never traveled to
Ohio
Ohio.
is beautiful at this time, falls
Yeah.
and all, so it's getting colder.
Yeah.
And I'm a cancer survivor, and I have been to Sri Shri's session in Columbus. They do have an office here.
Yes.
So I've been there a couple of times, but because of my job and the timing, I cannot really go there. But I do read a lot of books on him. I believe in the power of attraction, 100%. And when I went for the sessions there, I kind of figured out that my thoughts match with those teachings over there. So I continued going there. When I was in my treatment, I always believed the, the mind is the doctor. Okay, I can cure myself. The medicines do help, but it's my mind. I I'm a I have cancer. I had cancer because of smoking. So I go to schools and colleges and talk on cancer and smoking. I give examples of how to think good, and actually that's difficult for the kids and the youngsters. But if you could help me with more examples, like they come up with questions. Uh, how can we forget the urge of, we get that urge to smoke, and how can we get rid of that? So I tell them, and I give them one common example, like, if you're crossing the road and you sprain your leg and you're in pain, and then you sit down and you start crying, then you see a truck coming on your road, on your way, and it's not stopping. What are you going to do? You're going to sit there and cry, or you're going to run? So they say they're going to run. Then where's the pain gone? It's in the mind. It's still there, but you started thinking of something else. So you ran off to save your life. So this is one example that really works for them. Oh yeah, the pain is still there, but I'm thinking of, running, so I can run now. So can you relate something like this, about mostly on power of attraction? Because for people going, you get what you think, right? This is what I believe. So if you want to buy a red car and you see there are no red cars, in my locality, let me get a red one. You plan to do that. The next day you see all the red cars are, think of red cars, right? So can you elaborate something more on that?
It's true. We do attract because, like we convey more through our vibrations than the words or actions. So whatever we are feeling inside, that what comes out outside. And likewise, situations also will come up to, if you have a strong intention, the universe supports you also. This is what I believe. So firstly, it is again, it's inspiring listening to you because especially in the US, drugs amongst high school students, it's a big thing, drugs and smoking. So, all the time that you spend with them, it's incredible. They need somebody like a mentor, somebody who can be that path to them. Now, when we talk about this, sometimes we can just talk intellectually. We may have all this knowledge and give so many examples, but I feel unless it comes down to practice, that doesn't translate. So knowledge is useful only when it can be translated, right? And I work a lot with children also. Also in the United States, I have taught many programs, co-taught many programs. And the thing is, for not just children or teenagers, even for us, it is difficult to put or break a habit unless we have the tools to do so. So again, I will come back to the breath. I will come back to meditation because thoughts will just remain as thoughts. If you explain something to somebody, it will remain in that state. But something practical we need that will cut across this and give that practical experience. So I'll just give you an example since you raised the kids. We have our programs in prisons. We have our programs in so many schools. Harvard and Yale, they offer these as part of their curriculum. There's so much research done. So when students experience this, automatically they start to change. You drop the habits. You don't want to smoke anymore. You don't want to drink anymore because naturally the system has started changing. The mind your thought process has started changing. So one thing is talking a lot about it, which is very important to motivate. Second thing is doing something about it. And our programs are extremely effective. Mahil, you might be aware, even if you Google and see, it's very, very effective precisely for the reason you're saying. How do we actually bring the change? It has to be done practically through the breath, through meditation, through Sudarshan Kriya. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Yeah. And on the similar lines, I have another query, which is how do our thoughts manifest into healing? Can you please share a real life example?
How do our thoughts manifest into healing?
Right.
So I do have an answer, but there are some amazing people here who are gone through the process of recovery. It might be interesting to hear first from them. How have your thoughts? Would anybody like to share that?
I will invite Mehul, Atulji, anybody else wants to share anything.
Well, I was in stage 4, diagnosed in stage 4, and at the James Cancer here in Columbus, they said I cannot survive over a month at the most. So I never thought of dying. Out of my dictionary, I'm not going to die. You tell whatever you want to tell. And so did my wife. So we never discussed about dying, although it was there in the back of my mind, right? But so I always keep hanging to some thoughts that keeps me going. Some positive thoughts, like I want to dance in my kid's marriage. So I'm going to keep that thought going till that day. And then maybe I'll catch another. Even in my radiation, it used to burn me on my neck. My skin was all burnt. But I used to think positive, like, okay, I used to welcome the rays to heal me. Okay, God send me those rays, let them kill the bad things in my throat and let them heal me. And it used to help me tolerate that pain somehow. And I realized that yeah, this works, and I started working more on it. I didn't at that time. I never believed in any of these logics, but then when you go through something like this, your mind changes, and you try to look for alternative to help you fight it. So yeah, I believe in the good you think, it happens to you, and it's always I keep saying that. Think, you get that. You think bad, bad is going to happen to you.
Yeah. Atulji, do you want to share anything on the similar lines?
Yes, I think like belief system works a lot. When I was first diagnosed, as I live in Japan, I had told before also in my talk that the first thing that came to my mind was cancer is just like any other disease. So once you have that thought, then you are not afraid at all, and then you start working on how to get healed from it or to like get it cured. That was the first thing. The second thing is same as Mehul. Like I also thought that I will not die of cancer, and this is not the end. It can't end so soon, So that was a strong belief in my mind. And then the things start coming up slowly and steadily. The thing was like wherever I was stuck, something new came up, and then God was guiding my path. So that was a strong belief that God is holding the hands, and He is taking through this journey, and I will be 100% cured. So that is like whatever you believe, that happens. So as Mehul also correctly said, that the power of attraction is definitely working. So I think most of the survivors who are here, Rajendra ji and all the other people, they must have experienced the same thing. And yes, think positive, and positive things will happen to you. Yeah. That is what has been my experience.
Thank you, Atulji. Rajendra ji, would you like to share something?
No, certainly say. I just would like to give you an example. If you are sitting and any happy person comes to you, automatically you become happy. And any sad person comes to you, naturally you also will be reflected and you will become unhappy. Similarly, any positive thoughts when goes to your mind entirely, it will make your body positive and make you happy. You just laugh. That is what this is also philosophy or psychology says. If you laugh, even artificially also you laugh, automatically your body will become happy. So consciously you think that nothing is going to happen or everything going good to happen to me, it happens. I already gave you one example. Only my mind, when I was taking a treatment of cancer, I was having a thought that I should have a chemo in that suit room, which was not affordable by me. But I say, okay, I had a thought. That thought was there in my mind that I would like to have a suit. And it fortunately so happened on my last chemo, the entire hospital was full except the suit room. And they offered me this suit room because I was a regular going there. And they gave me the suit room with the common charges, that is some common room charges. So that is what exactly has happened. When some thought you are putting in your brain, I don't know whether universe works or whatever way, psychologically, physiologically, but it takes you toward there. In my entire treatment, I was always positive that nothing is going to happen to me. If it happens to me, let it happen. But it will definitely happen something good to me. And to that extent, my mind or my face was so shining that whenever I was going for radiation, the receptionist will ask other patient to send it to me so that they also get some radiation or some positivity and they become happy. So this is what exactly has happened to me. So I very strongly believe that positive thinking has a tremendous impact on your physical pain or whatever it is. And many a times I absolutely forget my pain. I was having a lot of pain. But then when I was having a pain, I was reading on astronomy. I was singing some song. So all my mind was directed toward the song or this. And I don't remember any pain. Because after chemo, after especially Folfox you take, you will have severe pain. You cannot even stand. But even then, all those things I could withdraw because of very strong positive thoughts. And again, very good friend circle like you. At the time, I was not in the group, but I was having my own group, which is, the group name is Nahuto Gaish. We periodically meet and sing the song throughout night. And there are some doctors also in the group. So what I used to call, whenever I was taking a chemo, I call some of my friends at home and they will sing a song. I listen to the song and my pain will go. And this is a very true fact. I was not, once the songs are over, then I am getting the pain again. So I tell you, when you are making your mind occupied with positivity, with positive sense, with friends, philosophers, or friends like you, I think pain will go and it will have tremendous positive impact in your life. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing the profound experience of happiness and healing. And आपको झूले पे देख के बड़ी खुशी हो रही है.
Yeah, thanks.
Yes, Ambika ji, over to you.
No, it's so beautiful. I mean, I don't have to add much here. It's by our own experience we know that. And what Atulji also said, the power of faith, the power of surrender, the power of intention, that positive intention, thoughts that the best will happen to me. And also another thing Rajendra ji said I liked is surround yourself with that kind of uplifting people, which is why we all know that the support system is important. That the support system also knows how to deal with the whole situation, how to keep themselves uplifted. And this is the reason in the Art of Living programs, not just the person going through cancer comes, but he brings his family also. So this is very important. Thank you all for sharing.
Yeah, it was. I was uplifted after hearing everyone. So thank you. And so when a person is going through a cancer journey, how can they implement or they practice the power of mind to heal themselves?
Meditation, Dimple. Meditation has incredible healing power. And in meditation, your mind calms down. You tap into that layer of consciousness that it takes you so deep, and that is where you can heal. So meditation, and before that, the breathing, it takes you, and that is, I feel, a must. Even people not going through cancer, but definitely if you are on the path of healing, you want to heal, meditate.
Right. We often get this question that will it cure us? And I know there's a difference between cure and healing. Maybe you will be able to tell about it better when we receive questions such as meditation से क्या exactly क्या benefit मिलेगा? What exactly will be the benefit of meditation and how we can do it? So how we can do it, of course, in this session we will also experience a few practices in the later half of the session. But yes, we often get this question. In fact, in last session we had this question from Vikas Ji that how can I practice meditation or how it's going to benefit a cancer patient?
Yeah, how can you practice meditation? Yeah, so there are many guided meditations you can do. And in the Art of Living, there's a very beautiful technique called Sahaj Samadhi meditation. And this is one of the main things that we recommend to participants who come also. So step by step, we guide you how to meditate and access that deep layer of consciousness. You learn about consciousness. It's a very vast topic. And it plays a great role in healing, Dimple. So no question about that. And I have Vasudha ji here with me. She is a Sahaj Samadhi meditation instructor. I had invited her to come. Yeah. And if you can find her and you maybe can just spotlight her, she can talk about the benefits of meditation.
Vasudha ji, can you please speak?
Yeah. The power of meditation. Meditation is you're tapping into your source of energy yourself. We are looking for ways outside. We are trying to get things outside to fix us, but energy is within us. Suppose you want energy, we think food and sleep, they all give energy, no doubt, but you want more energy, but they are not. If you eat more food, it doesn't give you energy. If you sleep more, it doesn't give energy. That means food and sleep are necessary, but in the right manner, balance is there, necessary. But if you see, if I want more energy, can I go and get it from outside? Can I go and boost is a source of my energy? Can I go to a shop and ask for, no, give me 2 kilos of energy, like Beanta can we buy? We can't, because energy is within us, and to tap that energy, only meditation. And this is a journey inward journey. Meditation is not an outward journey, it is an inward journey. So for that, you need to learn the techniques. You need to learn the nitty-gritties of meditation. So that you will learn in Sahaj meditation. And they have done a lot of research, just like we have done on Sudarshan Kriya. They have done a lot of research on Sahaj meditation. They say for depression, they have found out that other forms of guided meditation, which I think that's what we'll be doing now. Guided meditation works at a certain level, no doubt. It gives you calmness. But Sahaj meditation is a natural and effortless meditation, which you go inside, deeper inside, which cuts off the tension and stresses are released through impressions are getting released.
Right.
So they have done a lot of research and it has its own effect. Lot of benefits. You can see DNA, your own DNA can be changed. That's what they found out, DNA. And then this back of the head, you have something called hippocampus. They get lesions as you grow older, your memory loss. All that gets changed through meditation.
Right. Thank you, Vasudha ji, for sharing that. In fact, 2 years back, I have done Vipassana meditation. So for 10 days, Vipassana, most of you already know, उसमें 10 दिन आपको बिना बात किए, बिना आई कांटेक्ट किए, बिना स्माइल किए, बिना बात किए, बिना फोन बुक, बस अकेले रहना होता है एक रूम में, एंड देन यू हैव टू मेडिटेट फॉर 12 hours, 14 hours, like that. So I never thought that I will be able to do that. But once I was inside the center, I felt like this is all I wanted in my life. Probably because मेरे लिए वो कैंसर का जर्नी इतना टफ था कि उसके बाद में मुझे थोड़ा सा पीस चाहिए था, मुझे अकेले में रहना था, किसी से बात नहीं करना था. And for me, those 10 days were the best days I had. Many thoughts came in when I was sitting for those 10 days. Starting 3 days were very difficult. You have to get up at 3:30 a.m., start your meditation by 4 a.m., go to bed by 8:30, 9 p.m., and then you are not talking for 10 days. So many thoughts were coming in. Thousands of thoughts, thousands of things to do, thousands of past reflections of what journey I have gone through and what I am going to do now. But there was nothing I could do. I couldn't act on those things. So thoughts were coming, thoughts were going. And मेरे को थर्ड फोर्थ डे में बहुत ईचिंग होने लगा. तो मैंने मास्टर से बोला कि ओके, can I go and take shower? I did that. I changed clothes 2 times, but still I was having lots of itchiness. And then they said that it is your own thoughts, because you're not able to act on that right now. It is, you are having those tingling sensation in your body. So जैसा कि आपने बताया, that thoughts have very big impact on your physiological reactions as well. And that is what I was having. 5th day, 6th day, it all started settling down, and I was not having those sensation again. But then the experience what I had was at the 10th day, nothing mattered. All those thoughts came, went. I did not act on that, and I was okay with that. So hum log, when we live our daily lives, whatever thoughts come in, we immediately act on that. If it's a positive news, we act on it. If it's a negative news, we act on it. In that time, on those 10 days, I couldn't act on anything. And उसके बाद में मुझे लगा कि हम लोग इतनी छोटी छोटी चीज़ों का टेंशन लेते हैं, इतनी चीज़ों का वरी करते हैं. एंड वो व्हेन आई वाज मेडिटेटिंग, दोस थॉट्स केम इन, बट वरी करने से क्या होता है, मैं कुछ कर ही नहीं सकती हूँ, मैं किसी से शेयर भी नहीं कर सकती हूँ. आई डोंट हैव मोबाइल विद मी. सो उसके बाद में वो धीरे धीरे वो चीज़ों का वैल्यू खत्म हो गया, वो चीज़ों का इम्पोर्टेंस ही खत्म हो गया कि ओके, नाउ दिस डजंट मैटर. एंड व्हेन आई केम आउट, इट वाज वेरी फ्रेश, इट वाज अ न्यू बिगिनिंग, एंड आई wish and hope that I get to do that again very soon. So this is how my experience was with meditation. When I was focusing on my breath only, mind was going here and there, but again I was consciously trying to bring it back to my breath कि मुझे नहीं जाना है इधर उधर. And the experience was really really good. It actually what I experienced was the reality, was the present moment, that this is the moment. उसके पहले वाला वो तो जा चुका, आने वाला हमें पता नहीं है क्या होगा. So this is the moment in which we should live in. Happily रहना है या sad रहना है वो आपके ऊपर है, but you have to live in this moment. So it's better that we live happily, consciously. Like last circle, we learned that how can we make those conscious choices to live happy in this very present moment. And I think when our mind goes here and there, through breathing techniques what you are also sharing, we can practice to bring it back to the present moment. Yes, Vasudha ji rightly said, people have actually healed themselves from cancer by meditation, by many other healing techniques. I remember there was a case what I saw. One person had diabetes, very serious, like advanced stage, और उनको अपने पाँव काटने के लिए बोला था डॉक्टर ने, because it was all rotten and he was not ready for it. So he meditated a lot for days, not continuously, of course, not 24/7, but he did that, and his leg started healing, and at the end he did not need that surgery. So yes, it has immense power, and कैसे करना है, that is सबका अपना अपना अलग experience होता है, and I think we all will learn in this session as well how can we focus on breathing and do self healing. So thank you, Vasudha ji, for sharing, and thank you for listening. My next question will be, how can a caregiver train a patient who has given up hope to implement this idea into his life? And what can be shown as an example? Because many times caregivers want to do it, like as a caregiver, I wanted to do it, but as a patient, Nitesh was not ready to do it. His physical body was giving up. He was already going through a lot of pain and medicines and many other things. He was not in his right state of mind. So there was a tussle between both of us. I was like, you should do it. And he was like, I will not do it. So how can we help patient by doing this?
Yeah, so I can share from my experience of being with participants who are undergoing this journey on our courses. So it is a tough thing, but the more as caregivers we get into that space, then that can rub off on the patient. So sometimes the patient is down, maybe physically or even mentally, but as caregivers, if we create that support system, that okay, let me do my meditation, let me do my kriya, let me maintain that state of high, at least as much as I can, then seeing that nobody will change Dimple just because you tell them to change. Everybody takes their own time. You tell a person change, they will not do unless they decide for themselves. So it can never be forced, but we can just live that by example. And this is what I have seen in my own life and what I see with the people on my programs as well.
Right. Very true. In fact, um, so when I was also doing chanting at that time, and I was telling the members that I'm trying that Nitesh also chants, but he's not able to, or he doesn't want to. And what they told me was, don't push him, don't expect anything. You do it, and then the vibrations, the energy will automatically, with the ripple effect, it will transfer to him. So to this question, so we got this question from a caregiver. So as you rightly said, that you start doing it and things will automatically transform, and it will go to the other person, your patient as well. Yeah. Thank you. So there is a question on breathing exercises. Are there any breathing exercises that can help in healing process? So I think we are going to experience that soon. So we can do that in some time. And what positive changes are visible in a person when he or she is conscious of what is happening within? Yeah.
Can you repeat that? That is a very interesting question.
So what positive changes are visible in a person when he or she is conscious of what is happening within?
Everything, isn't it? That is the starting point. First we have to be conscious of what is happening. First we have to take that journey inside. First decide that we want to look within, and only when we look within, that starts affecting outside. So for each of us that journey is different, but we have the strength and we have that in our mind that only when I look within, then only outside things will change for me. This is my experience. The more I look within, the more I see what I should be doing and what change that will come naturally.
Right. Because he's sharing that very right, ma'am. People will not change when asked to, because the change is not a chance if not registered. Because the change is not a change if not registered. So yes, it will come from within, as you rightly said. And if it is not coming from within, then I think we can make that conscious efforts, the conscious choice to at least focus on this present moment. Like you said in the beginning of the circle, that can you hear me, are you really here in this circle? So and हम लोग जो when a minute of silence करते हैं, उसका भी purpose यही होता है कि we all are coming from different time zones, different mind zones also. So how can we really forget everything for this 1.5 hour and focus what we are sharing in this circle? So yeah. So, can you share any example, any story where people could heal themselves with uh, consciousness?
Yeah, I'll share because I'm going through that with my friend I mentioned. She's on the path to recovery from stage 4 ovarian cancer, and I invited her to be here, but she's on a silence program, and she's also in New York, that time zone.
Yeah.
So Dimple, last year it had spread so much. She was in a very bad state, and she reached out to me of May this year. And she said, I really need to learn Sudarshan Kriya. Can you teach me? So that is how she came on the program. And 3 months into that, she, of course, we talk regularly, but she was saying, Ambika, my energy levels were around 20%. And now she would herself say, I'm at 80%. I can walk 3 miles a day. I didn't want to do anything. But now at least I'm seeing that it has picked up, and that to her is remarkable. She has 2 small children. And she was saying, she was in despair. What do I do? She was trying so many things. So it is very possible, Dimple, the healing that I see in her. And she has gone for, like you shared, the silence programs back to back to back, because that provides so much rest. It's 4 to 5 days. And it is very possible, and it is very uplifting. And maybe another time I'll ask her to come and share sometime. It is truly inspiring how it has made her positive, she's always a positive person, but it naturally gives you that strength, to keep going and keep moving on.
Right. So what all things are helping, and if you can share, maybe other people will also get benefit from that.
Yeah. So what I can do is I will ask her either to write something or come, because I think that will be more effective.
Yeah.
But from the time she has done the Sudarshan Kriya program, she has done the Sahaj Samadhi right away. She did that. So, you practice Sahaj Samadhi twice a day, the meditation, you practice Sudarshan Kriya twice a day. And then every so often, at least for a person maybe not in treatment, we say 6 months once, go to a silence program. But she has been doing it every month because she sees the difference, So this is her journey so far. Yeah. And I invite all of you, we all have different paths. So many things are there. But this is from my experience and what I have seen and what the research and the thing shows. It is very beautiful, Dimple. And that is one of the reasons why I felt this is my calling to spread, because something that is so effective, you wanted to reach people, you wanted to help. So,
Okay. I think Vikas ji. Okay. So there is one question, and can you teach some breathing exercise on the program? Yes, we are going to do that soon. And the second question is from Shilpa to me. Can you please ask her how to join this pranayama and meditation program? Is it available online? Duration and cost as well.
Yeah. So it's called the online breath and meditation workshop that teaches Sudarshan Kriya. And from the time of lockdown, it has been happening online. So you can reach out to me. We teach it multiple times a month also. Sahaj Samadhi meditation is also online. So maybe Dimple, you can share it's 4 days. The Sudarshan Kriya program is 4 days, 2 hours.
Yeah.
Sahaj Samadhi is also similar.
Great.
And it's very doable is what I see. Sudarshan Kriya takes half an hour a day. Sudarshan Kriya is half an hour. Sahaj Samadhi meditation is 20 minutes a day, and very powerful things that we can learn.
So, Ambika, if I ask you this question, so I see your aura, it's very calm, content, positive, vibrant, and you have been practicing it from last 20 years. So there may be many ups and downs which must have come in your life as well, right? So, how this practice is helping you in going through those down phases of your life?
Absolutely. I call it my life jacket. Sudarshan Kriya is my life jacket. And it is one thing, I think it is one of the best things that I have ever learned because of the mileage, because of how much it helps me every day. So, some examples I can share. I mean, whose life is not without challenges? One thing that immediately comes is when my father, had a stroke. I was in the US, and going through that whole process with him, the long hospital stays, all of that. It equips you, Dimple, because you see a challenge as a challenge. Like, if small things come up, sometimes if our mind is not in the right place, we don't know how to handle it. But when a challenge comes up and inside you are cool, you are calm, then the right action can come. You see, okay, what can I do about it? We respond without that fear or anxiety. Not that I'm perfect, of course it will come. That is why we do it daily, to drop. And it I have seen that in myself, that just that dropping things and coming back to center, it comes more faster to me.
Mm-hmm.
Daily. Yeah.
Wow. I think we should all. I think first we should do that activity so that what we have been talking from last 1 hour, everybody can experience that. And there's a question from Vikas. I'm told while learning Sudarshan Kriya, one has to leave things like tea, etc. How about taking regular medicines? Can we do that?
Absolutely. So we say always go with your doctor's advice. So we never change any prescriptions. Leaving things likely, not at all. You don't have to do. During the program, we give an option. We say that if you wish these 4 days, experiment with yourself. See if you want to leave tea and coffee or reduce the amount. Because see, with pranayama, with Sudarshan Kriya, we're bringing so much energy into our system and putting in caffeinated things to artificially stimulate you. If you want to experiment how naturally you can do it, that you can see. But it is nothing like you have to. I still have my chai, so I will. That is not right. So
Great, great. Thank you. Yeah. So, Ambika, what will be your advice or suggestion to those who are either going through cancer journey as a patient or those who are going through the similar journey as a caregiver? So, what are some of the things which you would like to tell them with the meditation?
learn meditation. So my whole talk here is the power of consciousness. So learn the breathing, learn meditation. And I think all of you here probably have better advice for such a question because you are more personally involved in the whole process. I am with my friend and I see it with participants, but maybe that is a question for everybody else to pitch in and say. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Um, आप में से कोई शेयर करना चाहेगा कि जब आप अपनी जर्नी से निकल रहे थे तो मेडिटेशन एंड आपने क्या क्या प्रैक्टिसेस की जिससे आपको हेल्प मिला? यस राजेंद्र जी, आप म्यूट पे हैं. यस.
See, during my cancer journey, what madam is saying, I have undergone Sudarshan Kriya. It's an excellent feeling once you complete the Sudarshan Kriya. And so that is one of the base Kriya. And another thing is regular meditation. Different types of Rajneesh meditation, Brahmanada, and gibberish meditations. Every day I used to do meditation, and that was giving me tremendous courage, psychologically, mentally, even as well as physically also. You become very strong. You don't feel that you are a patient. And this is what not but my doctor, my oncologist, whenever you used to come during my chemo, he says you don't look like a patient. So that has got this advantage. Even at night also, when I was sleeping with a lot of pain, I used to do this meditation, and I have got about more than 100 types of meditation. Kundalini meditation also is there. Yoga Nidra meditation is there. So one by one, every day one meditation for about 45 minutes I do. And if I do Yoga Nidra meditation, I do not know when I went for a sleep. and in the morning I am so fresh. So not only during cancer, even otherwise also everyone should do meditation regularly, whichever type of meditation. There are number of videos available on YouTube, and there are so many such guidance like Ambika is giving. Here also, Ravi Shankar, these institutes there in Ahmedabad, so you can go and attend the meditation. So it is wonderful experience, and I tell you why it is very necessary. Personally thinking that we have about 60,000 thoughts in a day, and out of 60,000 thoughts, most are negative. 90% of the thoughts are negative, and when one negative thought comes, it multiplies automatically. And positive thoughts do not multiply. But somebody has suppose say something to you, it will always remain in your mind that why a particular person has told me this thing, when I'll get a chance to retaliate and all these things. So it continues multiplying. So your mind is flooded with thought. And especially I have observed my mind during my young age or even today, my mind is overactive. And some people have hyperactive mind. They have more thoughts, so many thoughts within front section, another area, third area, fourth area. And even I tell you more things, when the person is genius, he will be having more active mind, more hyperactive mind. And that will sometimes give a lot of confusion. How to control or how to reduce the thoughts, because reduction of thoughts is one of the prime requisite or prime necessity of the meditation. And when you go for a meditation, this is happening in meditation. Actually, you are taking more of oxygen, more of a prana, and automatically it calms your mind. So all types of your problem will either be reduced or go away. So that is why anytime, every day, one must minimum 15 minutes, maximum 45 minutes, do meditation. And I tell you, the life will be wonderful. Life is beautiful, and that you can appreciate your life. Such a wonderful life is given. Right now, I am sitting outside and I'm looking at the sky. It is so pink over here. Even seeing the sky, you will feel that you are meditating.
Wow.
That type of feeling will come to you.
Wow. Thank you. And after this session, if you can send me list of all the meditation you have shared, some of the participants are asking.
Sure. Even I can send you videos also. I have got 100 videos, but some beautiful meditation, I can send it to you. You can transfer it to the people.
Thank you. And if I think your granddaughter is calling you, I had one.
Yeah, my granddaughter, there is a cat outside. My granddaughter wants that she should be given milk because she's saying meow meow, so she's very interested. And she wants that the cat should not be unhappy. So and she is not coming out. She's afraid. So she's calling me. Hey, you give milk. Okay, I'll do it.
One question I had, which again we often get, कि शुरू कैसे करें meditation? हमें पता है कि इसके benefits हैं, लेकिन जो efforts लगते हैं, जैसे workout करने को बोलते हैं, तो कितना efforts लगता है gym जाने के लिए, उतना ही efforts लोगों को कई बार meditation करने के लिए लगता है. पता है कि बहुत benefits है, but they are not able to take that first step to start doing meditation. So how to overcome that resistance?
So 3 things I think requires for everybody in everybody's life: determination, dedication, and discipline. Determination, dedication, and discipline. These 3 things are must. You must be disciplined that you have to do meditation. Whether it will give me advantage or will not give me advantage is a different thing. If you do meditation even for 6 months, you will not find any difference in you. You say this is because you are doing meditation, thoughts will go on. And you say, I am not able to concentrate, I am not becoming peaceful. Why do I meditation? Do I do meditation? So most of the people, maybe after 1 month of time or 2 months of time, they leave meditation. They say it is not helping me or it is useless and I cannot control my thoughts. But I tell you that within, when you do meditation, whether you observe there is a benefit to your conscious mind or not, but subconscious mind definitely has got some effect, positive effect. This has got kept to be in mind. I am getting better somehow or anyhow. Whether it is not visible outside or not, it's a different thing. This, because there are like this, one of the meditation is positive affirmation. You give your mind an affirmation positively. This is going to happen. Good is going to happen. Good is going to happen. Good thing will happen. I tell you, there are some few people who are having, how the negativity comes in your mind. सुख तो है लेकिन दुख आएगा, तो सुख तो है दुख आएगा, तो दे रिमेम्बर दुख, तो दुख को भी लगता है ना चलो मुझे याद करता है मैं चला जाऊं उसके पास. तो व्हाई यू रिमेम्बर दुख? इफ यू बोले करेंगे कंटिन्यूअसली तो दुख भी तुम्हारे पास आएगा. Similarly, if you say सुख है सुख आएगा, I am happy, I am going to be happy. If your mind can conceive and heart can believe it, you can achieve it. Mind, so there should be a conception in mind and there should be a belief in heart. I tell you, 101% you get benefit. I have been doing meditation for last so many years, maybe more than 10 years. And I tell you, today I am so overactive. I am taking different hobbies and I don't feel tired. Right now, I have started doing plantation. This is the new hobby I have developed. Plantation. I am astronomy. I am learning. Plantation I am doing right now. I see a plant growing in my house. I feel so happy. And this type of happiness is automatically a meditation. It is not necessary that you have to do meditation only in a bed or while sleeping or while your eyes closed. No, you can do meditation even while walking also. While walking, how you can do, there are people who will question, but I tell you, when you walk, you can see the beauty surround and your mind will go there. You see a flower and your mind will be concentrated there and your mind will be very silent. That is meditation. Meditation, according to me, a reduction of thoughts and making mind little bit happy. And this is a very slow process. It takes long time, but it gives benefit. You can't get an immediate result. And you don't think that I cannot do it. You can do it and you should do it. But only I tell you, determination, discipline, dedication, your mind to believe, heart to conceive, and then you will achieve. And I tell you, there are thousands of examples I have seen. Even I have conducted I classes also. I am teaching meditation. I have given talk on meditation also. And they feel so happy. Because life is so complicated, so many problems are there. One problem is gone, another problem is going to come. Unless and until your mind is steady, nothing will happen. On the contrary, you will complicate your life further and further if you do not keep your mind happy, healthy, and in a very nicer stage and very reduction of thought stage. Then only you will be happy. This Sudarshan Kriya, what the madam is telling, excellent Kriya, this Soham Sudarshan Kriya. So your mind is going, because they are taking to a very higher level. Soham. When you go to that stage, you can remember, you can think that yes, your thoughts are going out. Your mind becomes very, very hot. Because see, our mind is negativity. Whenever somebody comes, see you something negative, it stores in your brain. So all types of negativity is stored in your brain. You cannot express your negativity. You cannot remove your negativity. Sudarshan Kriya is one of the best Kriya to remove negativity from your brain. And after the Sudarshan Kriya, they are putting you in Savasana. And after the Savasana, when you get up, you feel beautiful. You feel so happy. I cannot describe the word, the happiness which you get after the Sudarshan Kriya. So any type of, but Sudarshan Kriya is one of, according to me, one of the best meditation. Another program, what she has told, is not done Sahaj Yoga, which I wanted to do. But this Sudarshan Kriya I have done 2 or 3 times. It's wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Can I just add quickly, Rajendra ji very beautifully shared. So Dimple, when we learn in a proper meditation program, all these questions you can be addressed by a meditation instructor. Obstacles that come up, I have too many thoughts. It's okay to have thoughts. What do you do? How do you handle? What is consciousness? What can you expect? How you should meditate? So it is easy to go on YouTube and play so many meditations, but learning it first under a guidance, I think, is very beneficial.
True. That's
and
true.
guided meditations are beautiful. From the time of lockdown, Shrishi has been giving every day, and there are many meditations, like Rajendra ji said. So do everything, but also learn it properly under in a program structured. And you have that support system and connect with the teacher who has meditated for a long time. So they'll be easily able to tell you what you can do.
Yeah.
The only point is, when you go for a guide, you must have a good guide. Otherwise, what people happen, they go to a guide and after some time they are frustrated with the guide because guide may not be that capable of providing you good platform. And this is precisely what is happening. Many people go to some guide and within 1 month they say, no, he's useless, so they go away. So choosing of guide also is equally important or more important. Then only you will be able to continue. Otherwise, you will feel frustrated and go away.
Yeah. So do your research. Like there are so many organizations. Sahaj has won one of the best awards at the Berlin Psychiatry Conference. So do your research, see what applies, and go to somebody good, like Rajendra ji is saying.
Yeah, Shweta wants.
Even Madam, Vipassana is also very good. I have done Vipassana also at Igatpuri. Such a beautiful meditation, 10 days program. At the time, he was there, I think. Now he expired. Who was that? Uska head?
Goenkaji.
Goenkaji was there. I met Goenkaji and I asked so many questions at the time. This was done by me in 1990s.
Wow.
Excellent Vipassana.
We have Shweta with us who has done Sudarshan Kriya. वो अपना experience बताना चाहती है.
Yes.
जस्ट मैं श्वेता, मैं आपको अनम्यूट कर रही हूँ. यस.
मैंने 2 साल पहले सुदर्शन क्रिया आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग के थ्रू मैंने अटेंड किया था प्रोग्राम. एंड 4th-5th डे जब वो क्रिया एक्चुअली अपने पीक पर था, जब हमने लर्न किया कि 40 मिनट्स का कैसा पूरा प्रोग्राम होता है, तो आई कैन नॉट एक्सप्रेस. वो जब आप सवाशन में आते लास्ट में, तो ऐसा फील हो रहा था जैसे मैं अपनी जमीन से 6 इंच ऊपर उठी हूँ एंड मैं आई एम डेड, बट आई कैन सी कि आसपास क्या चल रहा है. एंड लोग सब मुझे ऐसे देख रहे हैं ना, डेड पीपल को आप देखते हैं, देखो इसके बारे में बातें करते हैं, क्या हो गया, ऐसा था वैसा था, जो भी है. एक समाधि वाला स्टेट होता है ना, तो वो मैंने एक्चुअली फील किया कि बहुत, हम एक्सप्रेस नहीं कर सकते वो कितना हैप्पी फीलिंग होता है, और इतना रिलैक्स कभी एंटायर लाइफ में मैंने फील नहीं किया. सो ऐसा मैं फिर हम लोग वेट करते थे कब जाना है, टाइम आएगा एंड सुदर्शन क्रिया करेंगे. सो दिस इज ब्यूटीफुल एक्सपीरियंस एक्चुअली. सबको करना चाहिए, बहुत अच्छा था.
I just want to add, Dimple, that Gurudev, when he started long back, he started teaching meditation, and he felt that people were not able to meditate easily. And that is how Sudarshan Kriya was born. He went into a period of silence. And as Shweta said, the state after Sudarshan Kriya, you feel you are in meditation. And the experience we see is people who do Sudarshan Kriya, they are more easily able to meditate, because the mind, the body is already settling down with the breathing, with the rhythms. You can meditate more easily.
राजेंद्र जी, सॉरी, आपके लिए क्वेश्चन था कि जब आपने इतने सालों से मेडिटेशन किया है, फिर भी आपको कैंसर क्यों हुआ?
Not only meditation, I have been doing yoga from 1982. I have doing 10 years swimming. Then I was doing from 1994 to 2016 till I was diagnosed with cancer, aerobic exercise. And that was a very heavy aerobic with a young girl, 20-25. That is fast exercise 1 hour. For 20 continuous years, I was senior most and sincere most in doing aerobic. Even then this happened. See, because of all this I was doing, I was having lesser problem, I tell you. Take it positively. I can take it negatively. Many people saying that why it happened to you. See, there is no answer to why, because certain things happen in life for which you have no reason. It happened to happen. I have already asked first question to my doctor. Immediately I was diagnosed with cancer. First question, hey doctor, tell me how many more years I am going to live. This was the first question. And why this has happened to me, if I ask the doctor say, we cannot give you any answer. It happened. There are many people, like recently, when an Australian cricketer died, he was all hale and hearty and had a heart attack and died. Now, how it happened to him? So there are no answer to certain questions. So this happened, but whatever happens, what you should do subsequently is more important. Many people subsequently told me that because you were doing this thing, you are having a less problem, because after chemo, I was not having any side effects. See, I was able to tolerate Folfox chemo so nicely that nothing happened. Even immediately after completion of chemo on 3rd day, I used to go to office. From chemo directly hospital to my office. Why? Because my mind was strong, because I was doing meditation regularly. My body was that way very strong, so I could withstand any problem, any pressure. And that's the reason. Why it had happened, I think nobody can answer. Even you ask anybody, I don't know whether there is any answer, but it happened. Today anything can happen to me, but what we can do? We have to take preventive measures from now. Okay, see, I'm very health conscious now. Even regularly in the morning, I do pranayama, I do yoga. In my food, I am very careful. What type of food should be taken, should not be taken. After taking all this precaution, if something happens, it is okay. But if I do not take any precaution, if I do not do anything, and then I complain, it's no use. So forget first part. Remember second part. What I can do, let me do it. I can, I will. So this is what I'm doing now. I'm enjoying my life that way. Even at the age of 65, I do having a lot of exercise. I'm learning harmonium now. See, at 66, I started recently. I am learning the ragas, classical songs. So learn anything new. And one very important advice I would like to give it to everybody: learn one thing new every day. And that will make your life very interesting. And whatever you have learned today, really in your whole day, you will be happy. Whatever good things are there, you remember, otherwise your whole life will be disinterested. You may not enjoy your whole life and you will feel it is difficult. So every day you learn, and every day you learn one new thing, do something good. and every day one kind act you do. If so many people in the world can do one good work, one kind work every day, I think this world would be a paradise.
Yeah.
Like what you are doing is wonderful. I must appreciate and congratulate you. You are doing so good a work. Thanks.
Yes, Dr. Anu, आप कुछ बोलना चाहते हैं?
Same what Mr. Rajendra is saying. I agree with him wholeheartedly. One new thing every year should be done. And it is like saying, doctor बीमार कैसे पड़ गए? As if doctors are not human beings. People always say, आप doctor हो, आप बीमार कैसे हो गए? And it is human body can get anything anytime. So Mr. Rajendra Shah, I agree wholeheartedly with you. Learn new things and be happy. Like I learned hula hoop last year because I wanted to do it. At age 55, 56, I learned that. And I have joined a new course now since it is COVID time. So more time. So learn something new. So everybody has to do that. Take their call, be happy. Mehul to hai hi khair apna hero, karega hi sab kuch. So there is no problem. I was trying to find the Facebook link. Mehul mile nahi to mujhe.
Wow.
One more suggestion, and I mean, one more suggestion. If at all cancer survivor or any of us would like to be happy, learn singing, learn music. It's a good meditation.
आवाज भी खुल जाएगी थोड़ी चिल्लाने के लिए.
Rajendra bhai, I can try to sing, but I will be happy, but my family will not be happy if I start singing.
No, you have a very good
For the
voice.
family, you are singing for you. That's all. Our group name is Na Hu To Guys. Whether you listen or not, it is your problem. I am going to sing. Whether you want to listen to forget. Na Hu To Guys. I am going to sing. So you are singing for your purpose, not for the family. Go out and sing. See, during my radiation, every day under the radiation that I was singing one song. 5 minutes full song. My radiation was over and I never remember that the radiation is over. Similarly, in my chemo, I used to take my karaoke and then I was singing in my mind. So this is helping you a lot because music again is a meditation, strongest meditation. It creates various vibration in your brain. You are the first person to listen to your voice. You remember, nobody else, because your ear are nearest to your mouth. No other person is nearer to you. So what you eat, what you sing, it will go first to your brain. That's all, and that will make your life happy.
Thank you. Ambika ji, over to you. आप अभी हम लोग एक्टिविटी शुरू कर सकते हैं?
Yes.
Ambika ji?
Yeah. So, Dimple, how much time do we have? How much time should I plan for?
So, usually we close the circle at 6:30 p.m. But today for this circle, there's a lot of questions about the meditation and about the practice. So even if we extend, it's fine. Those who are little short on time, they can continue with their work even after the circle. तो हम लोग 6:40 तक कर सकते हैं.
Okay. So maybe I will teach a couple of simple breathing techniques. And then we'll do a 15-minute guided meditation. Is that fine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, Dimple, can you make Ambika Tech a co-host?
Yes.
I will use that to share the guided meditation.
Ambika, 1 second.
Yes.
I'd like to take leave now.
Yeah. Bye. Bye, Anirudh. Bye, Auntie.
It was a very positive
Very nice.
session.
I liked Mr. Rajendra's very positive influence.
Yeah.
Very
To have Rajendra ji as our healing circle speaker very soon. He allows his time to us.
Thank you. Thank you, Ambika.
Bye, Auntie. Bye, Anirudh.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Yes, Ambika, I have made you co-host.
Yeah, I just see that. Okay. So we will learn 2 simple ones today because everybody can do it. Yeah, the first one. So when we are doing the pranayamas and also the meditation, just sit comfortably and easily. If you're on a chair, it's okay. See if you can keep your back straight. Okay, so the first one we will do is called the straw pranayama. In straw pranayama, what we will do is we are going to breathe in through the nose normally. Breathing out, we are going to breathe out through the mouth. Okay, as though we are having a straw in our mouth. So the lips are like that. Okay, so breathing in normally through the nose. Breathing out through the mouth. And the exhalation is long it is slow, and exhale as much as long as you can make it out to be. Okay, so ideally exhalation longer than the inhalation. Shall we practice few rounds? So we'll sit comfortably, easily. We can close our eyes. And keep both the palms face up on your thighs. Keep your shoulders relaxed, body is relaxed. Let's first take a normal breath in and breathe out. Now for straw pranayama, let's take a normal breath in. Breathe out through the mouth. One more breath in. Breathe out through the mouth. Again, breathe in. And breathe out. Do a few more times on our own. Continue. Taking long, deep breaths in. Breathing out slowly. A few more times. We'll finish this round and relax. Relax your breath. Feel the mind settling down. Let's slowly open the eyes. It's calming down. So now we learn one more called Nadi Shodhan Pranayama. Nadi Shodhan Pranayama is alternate nostril breathing. So in Nadi Shodhan Pranayama, it helps to calm the nervous system down. It brings balance between both hemispheres of the brain. So in Nadi Shodhan Pranayama, we are alternating the nostrils we breathe from. So first we will breathe in through the left, breathe out through the right. We breathe in through the right, breathe out through the left. So left to right, right to left, this is one cycle. Like that we will do 8 to 9 cycles. Okay, so your left palm is in Chin Mudra. So the index finger and the thumb, the tips are lightly touching. The other 3 fingers are straight. Okay, so Chin Mudra, you can place it on your left lap. Now the right hand, middle 2 fingers, center of your eyebrows. The thumb will guard your right nostril, open and close. And the little finger, ring finger, will guard the left nostril to open and close. Okay? So we'll sit, we'll keep our eyes closed. Shoulders relaxed, spine straight, smile on the face. Let's first take a deep breath in from both nostrils and breathe out through both nostrils. Now let's close the right. Breathe in through the left nostril. Close the left. Breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right. Close the right. Breathe out through your left. Breathe in through left. Breathe out through right. Breathe in through the right. Breathe out through your left. Breathe in from left. Continue on your own. Few more rounds. Nadi Shodhan. Keeping the breath long. Don't be in any hurry. Continue. Long, deep, subtle breaths. Breathing out through your left. Finish the round you're in. And let's relax. Palms on the laps. Keep the eyes closed. Observe the mind. Observe the relaxation. Keeping the eyes closed now, we'll do a short guided meditation. Sit comfortably and easily. Very gently go along with the instructions.
Let's sit comfortably. Let's close our eyes. And keep a big smile on your face. A deep breath in and then breathe out. Allow your smile to spread to the whole body. Let every cell in your body start smiling. Keep a big smile and let it slowly filter into the whole body, every cell of your body. Our body is made up of millions and billions of cells. Every cell of your body starts smiling and relaxing. Whatever thoughts are coming, just let them come. Like fish in the water, we are in air. Just become aware of the air all around you and within you. Wherever you feel some stiffness or some tension, let go and expand, relax. This moment, we are not interested in doing anything or knowing anything. Just being, just relax. Let's take a deep breath in and we'll chant Om. Another deep breath in. Another deep breath in. And slowly and gradually become aware of your body and surrounding. And gently you may open your eyes.
Oh,
I think Zoom also put me on silent. Was it nice? Feeling good? Yeah. Yes, Srini, this guided meditation is there. Maybe Dimple, I'll share with you some links. Yeah. Very nice. Did many of you have any thoughts? Did anybody have a lot of thoughts come up? Okay.
I slept off in between. So, yeah, feeling
Good.
fresh. Head was a little heavy during the
How are
end.
you now?
I think I will continue after this session a
Yeah.
bit more
Get some
meditation.
rest. Drink water. Lots of water. Good.
It was
So, what we just saw is just a very small glimpse, guided meditation, a very simple breathing we did. So, on the program, we do a lot more Sudarshan Kriya, Sahaj. It's very beautiful. So, I wanted to share the medical benefits, but Dimple, I'll send that video to you. It's by Dr. Jinendra Singhvi. He's a senior neurologist, but all the benefits about Sudarshan Kriya that maybe they can watch it later. That sound okay?
definitely. Yeah, definitely. So what I will do, आप लोगों के अब काफी लोगों से हम ऑलरेडी जुड़े हुए हैं. Those who are not still connected, I am just sharing a form link with you. आप लोग ये form भर सकते हैं, and all the details what Ambika ji and Rajendra ji is going to share with me about the YouTube videos and everything, I will email you on when you enter your email ID on this form. तो आप अपना email ID डाल दीजिए and मैं आपको वो details, medical benefits and everything I will email you along with the meditation YouTube links as well. Yeah. So it was a wonderful experience. एक question है last आपके लिए. कि can I do meditation right after my meal?
If you want to sleep, yes. If it's after a meal, you can do yoga nidra. Yoga nidra meditation, it is relaxing, it's good, but proper meditation to be done at least a gap, 1.5 hours gap.
Okay, got it. So Ambika ji, thank you so much for this wonderful experience. And
I have to thank you, Dimple. So, this platform, it's so beautiful. All of you sharing, that has also kindled something in me. So, maybe thank you is not the right word, but I'm very happy to be here and learn.
to share this platform with all of you, I would say. And again, a unique experience, experience of meditation as well as experience of all of you as well. So बहुत अच्छा लगा, and especially the closure is very soothing, very calm, that I don't feel like speaking much. Rather, we just जो हमने अभी experience किया है, we keep it within us, and with that we would like to close this circle. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll see you in next healing circle. Thank you. Thank you, Ambika ji, once again.